Welcome everyone to Listening In. As you could probably guess, we are going to be listening in to a phone call today. But let me tell you, it's going to be a little bit different than the calls we've listened to in the past. So today's call is actually between a driver and a driver manager. Now, normally we listen to phone calls between the recruiter and the driver, but as I mentioned, we're going to mix it up today and listen to a different type of call that I think we can still learn a lot from. Just as a disclaimer, this is a real phone call. However, it has been re-recorded, right? So these aren't the actual voices, the names have been changed, the numbers have been changed. But besides that, this is word for word a real call that has happened. So let's dive in.
Hello? Yeah, this is Roy, truck 8675309.
You trying to get in contact with Nina?
Well, whoever's watching.
So obviously sharing your truck number is helpful, helps them pull it up in the system quickly, but I think right off the bat, it tells you a little bit about the culture, right? Where the driver did mention his name, but has probably called in enough to know, okay, yeah, they know me by my truck number, not just my first name. And so anyway, it tells you a little something right off the bat of how this phone call might go.
My truck today. I don't have a dispatcher, but
You don't have a dispatcher?
no, Bob. Well, they moved Bob, and they haven't at least introduced me to anybody. But Greg, he's been watching my truck. I tried Greg's extension and went to the shop or somewhere, and then they sent me back to you.
I'm fixing to walk over there.
All right, so another key indicator right in the beginning of this phone call where the driver realizes that the driver manager that he was working with is no longer there, but he's not even sure who's been assigned to his truck. Sounds like somebody's been kind of covering and watching out for him, but not a good situation, right? So let's keep listening in. It's a fairly short phone call, and then we'll wrap it up with some key points and ideas to be thinking about.
Well, either that or if you can help me, I don't care.
Okay. And what do you say your truck was? 867 what?
It's 8675309.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here at Shoestrings R Us to pick up a load for Evansville, Indiana for delivery tonight. And the numbers are wrong. Load number, PO number, everything's wrong.
The load is preloaded. You know that?
Well, I told her that, but unless it's for a different place, these numbers, they don't jive.
Okay. Well, I can write an email and I'll get Greg on it. Okay. And I'll get with them and I'll let you know something.
Well, could you just maybe retell me the load number?
Yeah, the pickup number is 1108 0915.
Yeah, that's what I got. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I will try to get that handled for you.
So you'll just send an email because I'm blocking their line to get in the gate here. How long do you think it'll take?
I don't know. Because we're a little short-handed today, so
Oh, okay.
I would get out of the way if I were you. I'll go ahead and include everybody in and make sure to put in because I'm pretty sure it's their mistake with the numbers, not us though.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll go up there and talk to her, and maybe she's got a preloaded trailer. She's got one here, but it's for tonight at Evansville, but it's just got different numbers. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
Okay.
Well, thanks, Nina. Yep. Bye.
All right. So what do you think about that call? I hope it's a rare type of call that drivers are making because that driver, I'm sure, left that situation feeling very unconfident about the problem that he called in for getting resolved, right? Now, the person covering, maybe she was doing her best, but there was a lot of unsurety in her voice, right? Like, I'll try, and I think, and I might. And it sounds like her resolution at that point is, let me send an email to the guy who didn't pick up and hope that might get this problem solved for you. And you could hear it in the driver's voice that he wasn't necessarily upset. He wasn't frustrated or yelling at anybody. But he called in to get his problem fixed, and nothing was really done to help him. So, one thing that we talk about a lot, and I'm going to steal this phrase from Scott Maldonado, who works with a lot of fleets. He says, retention starts with recruiting. So, as we're recruiting drivers, setting the right expectations up front is key to keeping that driver around. However, recruiting does not stop after the driver is hired. So every time that we have an interaction with a driver, we're on stage, right? Where we are continuing to try to retain and really recruit that driver because we know that they have tons of options out there. So use every interaction with the driver to continue to make them feel good about the choice they made, right? We often talk about feeling like family, but right off the bat, the driver giving their truck number, it didn't come across that way, that they knew his situation, what was going on. So let's keep that in mind, right? That retention starts with recruiting, but recruiting does not stop after the driver is hired. So that's it for today. Appreciate you all tuning in. Hope that you join us again. We'll continue to listen to calls and talk about how as an industry we can make that experience even better for drivers. Thanks.